I think we should do a little intro here. We'll say, hi, we're from the future. This episode is from the past, so we just wanted to jump in here ahead of time and tell you that, some of our references might be outdated because Brad hasn't finished this song in a year. So now we're going to take you back to the past, and once we're done with that, we're going to meet you back here.
It's the goddamn autobiography of Mark Twain.
Shout out to our president, Mr. T.
That would be badass. Welcome back, BSers, to Belonging Songs, your weekly podcast that brings you a brand new original song each week, then talks about the theme of that song and the processes that went into writing and recording it. I am your host, Wade Dana. With me, as always, my good friends, Patrick Crane.
Hello again.
And Brad Maurer.
Hello.
That was a pretty weak response for that
intro. I didn't know what to do after that. It's like, oh, shit, he went big.
Went Arthur Penhollow on you.
Bad. When I say bad, I want to hear the audience say bad.
Hello, listeners.
All right, so we just had a whole discussion about setting our levels and having good
and then we
audio,
started screaming into the microphone.
Screaming.
And then we went thorough good.
Yeah.
Well, we didn't. You started it.
How you guys doing?
Good.
Really good.
What flavor you got there, Patrick?
Pamplemousse.
Oh, okay.
It's all I could find. People must be hoarding LaCroix like toilet paper now.
Yep.
You can either get a lemon or pamplemousse, and I'm not drinking lemon.
Limoncello.
Oh, that one's good.
Lemon.
It's limoncello.
Lemon?
Yeah.
Limon.
Limoncello.
Limoncello.
All right. This has been LaCroix Talk. No sponsorship bucks should be rolling in.
Yeah, as much as we try and as much as we give them promotion for free, I don't know why they're not throwing money at us.
When they do send us our free cases, it's going to be natural or lemon.
Oh, you guys didn't get them?
No. They got. Did you change our address to your house?
Allegedly.
All right, what are we doing today? What are we doing today? We're listening to the new song by Brad.
We're going to do a song called Never Thought It'd Be Like This.
Could you get the title to be a little longer?
Yes. I'm going to add...
I never
thought it'd be like this, but here we are.
Okay.
People.
Is that in parentheses?
No. It's all caps. All of it.
So this was not on our agenda. I kind of goaded you into.
Well, it's on my hard drive, and I haven't necessarily been stuck on it. Brad
has about 30 songs that are started.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to finish some of them.
Hey guys,
we could start 500 episodes.
I just got a notification that I can update Catalina. Should I do it right now when we're recording?
It's a quick, seamless process. Yeah. Very quick, very seamless. Not a big deal. Only takes about 18 fucking days. If you're me.
Apple, not a sponsor.
So yeah, Brad, what's the story? How old is the song?
This song is.
I've never heard about it.
Yeah, I've never heard of it.
It's a 20. It was. I think we pulled it out of the 2020 folder, so it's pretty new. Pre-pandemic, maybe mid-pandemic, something like that.
Those were the days.
I think it was pre-pandemic, so pre-shutdown, pre-CBS corporate shutdown. So you just
been sitting on this then, keeping it a secret.
I got it this far, and you'll see it's not done, but I got it this far, and then every time I opened it up, I couldn't really go back to it. And Patrick, there was an inspiration that you're involved with. We all say this quite a bit, but it sounds completely different. This one sounds completely different than songs I've been bringing to the show.
I wonder what it is about the process of getting stuck like that for you. Like, you have a ton of songs that you're always you're like, I don't know,
a bunch, yeah,
you're stuck.
And I think maybe
what can we do? I
don't know.
Probably just start episodes on them.
Yeah, or hear
and
them.
Talk about them.
Yeah. So
let's listen to this one.
This one is 100% open for feedback, or 100% just go, hey, don't finish it, and that'll be the end of the episode.
Do we have lyrics for this sucker?
I apologize. It came late.
Okay.
So
yeah, we
maybe
just decided to do this.
It's my fault, Patrick. But try to listen
I'll
to
write
them.
my own.
Yeah,
Sure.
listen to them a little bit. They're pretty simple and clear.
All right.
All right, let's
Let's
listen.
do it.
What's the name again?
Never thought I'd be like this, but somehow here we are.
Parentheses. The Pina Colada song.
Yeah. I died at the wrong time. I know the wrong thing, it's just my luck. I didn't know so many people could cure me. I'm not quite sure what they have read, or how they could see the future. But I'm so wrong, they're so right. I never thought it'd be like this. I never thought it'd be like died at the wrong time. Know the wrong thing, it's just my luck. I didn't know so many people could cure me. I'm not quite sure what they have read, or how they could see the future. But I'm so wrong, they're so right. I never thought it'd be like this. I never thought it'd be like thought it'd be like this. I never thought it'd be like this. I never thought it'd be like this. I never thought it'd be like this. So real quick, the second verse was just dragged over. That was part of the reason I never finished. Like I never wrote lyrics for it.
Oh, okay.
So there's no backing vocals on that. So that would be
my
like a
note.
that would be like a. That's why it's not. We mentioned it wasn't done. That's part of the not done.
Okay.
Go ahead, Wade.
All right. I mean, this is a straightforward rock jammer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything wrong with it as far as it getting finished. The only note I had would be to those background vocals in that
Second verse.
the verse after the solo.
Mm-hmm.
After the solo, I want that to just be way bigger with background vocals. And I also thought it died out a little weird at what Patrick put up a note and said, "Oh, Brad Bridge," which is funny because we were making fun of, well, not making fun of, but
Commenting
that you
Brad.
don't really put them in there.
Yeah.
I thought it died out. Is that just like a volume mixing thing that you did, or
No, there's not a lot in there. That's one of the areas also where I want to add to it. I just have tried a bunch of things and I don't know what to do.
it really seemed to just like drop down there?
Yeah,
I thought the song could actually fade out at that point. I didn't think it even needed to come back.
I agree.
I actually think because it's a straightforward blues groove, this would be one of those songs where it'd be great just to abruptly end instead of a fade. Just stops on the 4.
Obviously, I'm willing to experiment with whatever because it's been sitting there for...
This
The good
is-
news is that's a super easy thing to play around
Right,
with.
yes.
Very
Yes.
Queens of the Stone Age, Eagles of Death Metal sounding.
Yeah, you know what I got? Were you listening to Sturgill
Yeah.
Simpson before you wrote this?
I wrote-
This is exactly
Yeah.
his shtick.
Remember, like, we were on our way back from here, I think, and when you put that
Yeah.
album on, I haven't listened to that album much at all. You're going to have to mention the name of it because I can't think of it.
The Something in the Fury.
Yeah.
It's, the Sound in the Fury.
Sound and the Fury. And I was like,
That's a tough read.
but I was like in and out of like consciousness, like falling asleep, and that's like my best.
Stream of consciousness?
Yeah, well, just like I was in and out driving home. Patrick and I would talk for a while, and then I would like doze out for 2 minutes, and then I'd wake up.
He was driving.
And this whole,
good.
I was definitely the driver. And this whole thing was not really. That album was going on the whole time, and he has like a sound, and and I was like, I wonder how he does that. And this was me playing around with trying to find that sound.
You nailed it. As soon as that guitar came in, the distortion, I actually wrote, love the distortion sound. And then my next note was Sturgill Simpson, ?
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you if you were listening to
So
him.
and that's the other reason is when I can't think of a good analogy, but kind of like hunting, when you find what you've hunted for, you kind of stop searching.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what happened to this song. Is I wondered if I could do a sound.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of found it, and I was like, okay, well,
You're good on that?
and I didn't really
Yeah.
finish the song for that reason.
It doesn't even bother me that you did a cut and paste job of the lyrics. Like, this song's more about the driving rhythm
Yeah, it's
jam.
the groove. It's a blues song.
Like,
It's-
I say add a bunch of background vocals and we mix it. Really?
Yeah, I don't think it needs much more. In fact, that was my last comment was I think this is close to done. It's one of those songs that you don't want to polish it too much because you'll totally lose it.
What
Yeah.
did you think
The-
about the extra verse or chorus after the bridge?
Yeah, I think that needs some work and maybe...
I
Does
thought
it
it could
does
just
it need
go.
does it need to be there? I
Well-
think it can. I'm open to that because I don't know that it. I get a little bored with the song by then.
The song would be fine as a shorter song. This could be
That's
a
why I
3
think
minute
like the
3 minute
ooh,
song.
ooh part
And
where you're
just
doing
fade
it.
that
It's like,
out.
psh, done.
I really like that part, by the way.
Maybe right where it gets
that
bigger
bridgey
and it
part.
goes like with the vocals. Ooh.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect
Start
fade
fading
out.
there.
Or if we
I
want
would
to try
like.
an
I think I'd
abrupt
like
end
to
on
hear
it.
that, and then I think I want to change the lyrics just because the groove is so similar through the whole song that without something
Right.
to pay attention to that's different, I think you'll just space out on it.
I wasn't able to listen to the lyrics simultaneously because I was focused on the music
It
more than anything.
actually,
What's
it
about?
actually is extremely pandemic related. It's
Okay.
all about everybody being a fucking doctor.
Okay.
And you never thought that your neighbor would be giving you like true medical advice.
What about your gas station
your
attendant?
gas station? Everybody. You're like, really? So you're. Oh, I never thought it'd be like this. You know, that's basically
I
the
need some
crux of it.
Camel Lights
Yeah,
and some hydroxychloroquine.
right. So it was definitely a pandemic
Also, it
related.
seems like you could get a better job at like a hospital or
Right.
something.
Yeah, maybe.
right.
Being
No
a
one's,
doctor.
Yeah.
no one's hiring.
Yeah. Don't get crazy.
Yeah, I think there's minimal work that needs to be done to get this to where it needs to be. Do you want to get technical at all?
We can get technical.
I want to talk about the distortion because this is a tough thing to achieve. So
It's chunky.
You-
It's thick.
you are right at the cusp of going from awesome chunky distortion to a mess, and that sonically is a fine line. How
Oh
did
yeah,
you-
yeah. Because you can get overloaded pretty quick.
yeah. So what'd you do? There's got to be a ton of overdrive.
What I did is I did the overdrive. There's the super badass. It was played through my Les Paul. And then actually I was looking around for free board plugins. and there was one called Code Red, which is like this old board.
Like a mixing console?
Yeah, like a mixing console
Okay.
emulation. And I went through, and it had like some sizzle.
Brad, did you download this plugin off the internet?
I did.
And how long after you did that did your computer start having problems?
That was pretty. It was a long time, months,
Okay.
very
I
smooth.
told you not to hang out with the internet anymore.
It was very soon. What do you want me to order the CD-ROM version? They don't even do that. How am I getting shit, Wade? If I can't get it off the fucking internet. Anywho, that console, like I put it in my master, my overall.
Oh, okay. So you
In my
saturated
bus. I put
everything.
it in the bus. Yeah, so the whole thing has like that saturation. That's why I think it sounds so close to the red.
It's incredible how thick it is, but it still has definition.
Yeah,
and...
like you notice it even with the vocals. Like the vocals are real hot.
Yeah,
everything's being
Yep,
processed.
that's why.
Congratulations on that. That's really hard to achieve.
And it was only
great.
because I didn't do it with each instrument because I could just go back, and if it was too
and
too
especially
hot.
because you're playing a Les Paul.
Yeah.
So you had humbuckers.
Yeah.
If you
and
turn
then-
that up, another quarter turn, you can get into New Baroness album territory.
Yeah, I can. Yeah, we can get. There is a brick wall setting on it, I think. But I wanted it to get just underneath. So I'm happy you said that because that's kind of.
If you want the Baroness, you have to play it through a Fender 1x10.
Yeah. Yep. Small amp, single coil guitars, and then just
giant sound,
and then just brick wall it.
What else do you have for technical notes on there? 'Cause that's a pretty specific and kind of different thing.
Yeah, that's about as much as it is. I mean, everything else was recorded direct. The only thing I put distortion on was the keyboard. Which
what about your vocals? Your vocals also had.
That's because of that,
they're all
that
running
saturation.
through
Because
that.
I put it all through that board, and so I think combined the micro Korg. There was a little bit of a raunchy keyboard setting on that, and then when I put distortion on top of it,
Hustler raunchy.
yeah, oh yeah. When I put
Biggins.
distortion, I put distortion on that, and then when it ran through the saturation, it kind of harmonized everything, and everything became kind of
Glued
cohesive. Yeah,
I actually started to write a note that I wanted that synth to come up a little bit, but I don't.
yeah.
After listening to the song, I'm like, I just want it to be a hint in the background.
Yeah.
If you bring it forward, it's going to be too much.
I like where it's at because it kind of just sounds like it's just like a squeak kind of.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it's
you
a
could miss it if
messy-
you weren't
yeah,
listening for
yeah.
it.
This will be an interesting one for me to get a hold of because that I often will
You want clean.
clean stuff up like
Yeah.
that. So it'll be fun for me to play around with that and try
Yeah.
to keep that really thick, chunky sound.
You might have to get that free app.
I will.
Yeah.
I will.
Hopefully you don't have to update shortly after, or else
Hopefully
we'll know
it's still
exactly what
available.
happened.
If it's
We
not
won't be recording
available.
this podcast again.
Yeah.
But that's the song. That's, like I said, that was why I figured we could probably bring that one to the show. It's ready. It's pretty there.
So you're going to write a couple
I'm
new
gonna try to do a
lyrics
second verse for it that's
with
different with
background
background
vocals.
Oh, yeah.
Right after that solo, I think background vocals all the way to the end.
Yep.
And
I
then,
I didn't want to put another guitar solo in it. I liked having the solo come in early. I like doing that every once in a while. So I mean, I kind of like where it ended up. I knew it wasn't done, and I didn't know what else to do with it. That's why it sat there for months and months.
It's pretty damn close.
Yeah.
This is another song that you don't want to add too much
So
to
work
it. It's
on
gonna
this.
lose.
Four
Get
others.
it back to me. Like 4 others. Yeah. The board
I like
is riddled
that.
with Brad's unfinished
Oh
songs.
yeah, we have. Yeah, it is.
Actually, I
Even
need to
though
update the board.
this song has more tracks than this, it sounds like a 3-piece outfit, which I really like.
Yeah.
You know, if a 3-piece also has a keyboard in the back.
But I like like the basic little blues riff chorus kind of thing. It's just a little walking scale, and that's why it was really Sturgill Simpson.
Yeah, you obviously nailed it because that's what I heard at first.
And like I said, I was just it was an experiment.
And that guy's just a quick note if you haven't listened to his stuff. He started out as like a straightforward country musician.
Yeah.
And he, I think, won or was nominated for a country music award. Boycotted it, played outside, and then made this album that we were talking about, The Sound and the Fury. And you guys passing notes in class?
I got it now. No.
Sorry.
And anyway, so he writes this album, which is just like a acid rock
It's incredible.
album, and it's incredible.
Yeah.
Okay, I think, Brad, you know what you need to do to get this done.
Yep.
Shall we jump in the time machine?
I'm in it.
All right, let's go. Set course.
To the future!
And we're back. All right. A little blast from the past. Now we're back to talk about this song. It has been a while. So, Brad, I listened to the first half of this episode on the way over here because we're at Brad's house right now.
Huh. How do we get here?
Time travel and transport.
Wormhole.
Yeah, and it was funny because the edit that I did was dated October 8th, I believe, and it's August 8th, but a year later right now. And so that means we recorded.
You guys played that Wii Bowling?
So that means we recorded that before that. So this has been about a year. And the even funnier part about that is when I listen to it, and what the listeners will have just heard is us all saying, like, it's pretty much done. Let's just wrap this up. This will be an easy one to do.
Let's wrap it up.
But it hasn't proved to be that. So I don't even know if you remember where this song was left, but basically, I think we recorded it online. It was one that we didn't plan on doing that night, but it was one that you had. You're like, let's pull this out and do it.
I remember
Eric
being
Close,
in
you
person.
did a copy and paste of the first verse to the second verse, and we had talked about maybe changing the lyrics there and filling out the bridge a bit. We talked a little bit about the end, maybe ended abruptly or filling it out a little more. It sat for a while. We've been running out of songs, so I bugged Brad to just send it to me. Like, if you're giving up on it, let's just send it to me and we'll see what happens.
It'd be dead otherwise.
So I've been working on it a little bit, and we just recorded what we're listening to. And it's a good opportunity to listen to this because I'm hoping that it will be the episode for the following week. So I approached this like this. It's been a year. That second verse is like 3 lines. You didn't write new ones. Let's just leave it because it doesn't really matter because this song's more about the riff and the guitar stuff. So I cut and pasted your background vocals, brought them over. I do plan on doing more background vocals just to build that up. And then I just added more guitars to that second part to fill it out. And now I want you to listen to it so we can talk about it and maybe fish it.
I feel like Pad's getting punished, and the principal is like, I want you to listen to what you said.
And
I kind of
am.
Will you be like my dad in the room and tell me if the second verse is any good or if we need to redo the lyrics?
What is so funny is I told you this when you came over to record while Brad was on vacation. You came over to my house and we recorded the Modern Technology episode. I was like, yeah, Brad sent me this song. I was like, it's basically done because I had forgotten too because it had been so long. It had been on the board for a while and then finally I just erased it and then we need songs.
Yeah, I can't write them.
But I told Patrick, I was like, I don't know, it's done. I'm just going to finish it. Like, it basically needs to be mixed.
Mix it.
Yeah, but I added a bunch of guitars. It's a really mishmash right now. The mix is not good. I was working on this last night till like midnight. But
I was working on it till 1:30 in the morning.
But I didn't get to any mixing because it was like a last second thing to, well, I'm going to bring it over there because we're going over to Brad's to record this other thing. And now we're recording because it's a good opportunity to do so. So let's listen to it. Yeah. Yeah. So just, keep in mind that it gets a little messy because there's a lot going on, but I haven't.
All right.
It'll get polished up.
Okay.
Guess I died at the wrong time and of the wrong thing, it's just my luck. I didn't know so many people could cure me. I'm not quite sure what they have read, how they could see the future. But I'm so wrong, and they're so right. I never thought it'd be like this. I never thought it'd be like this. Died at the wrong time. Love the wrong thing, it's just my luck. I didn't know so many people could cure me. I'm not quite sure what they have read or how they could see the future. But I'm so wrong, and they're so right. Never thought it'd be like this. I never thought it'd be like this.
Barely remember this song, so I don't remember what we talked about on the episode, but is this right around the time that Spydrz Simpson album came out?
Ding!
Yeah.
Listeners just heard you talk about that a bunch.
Yeah, because... Yeah.
Right. What I did, and I don't particularly like this song that much, but it was, I explained it already, probably.
Yeah.
It was a challenge.
Well,
it did it, done.
He has this very distinct synth over guitar.
Yeah.
And you executed it perfectly.
Yeah. And so once I did that, the reason the song didn't
Just
get
gave up on it.
it didn't get any more love is I was like, yeah, I could do that. At least a little bit.
But it also has like that totally recipe bass groove that Sturgill Simpson also throws into all of his
which was really fun. And what I was trying to do when I started writing the song was to play off an influence, but it ended up just kind of being like a ripoff.
It's a cool song.
Yeah.
I think
it's cool.
Yeah, I think it's amazing that you are able to say, I'm going to recreate this vibe. You write an original song. It totally has that original vibe, but it's your own.
Brad, what do you think of the extra stuff that
I
I
think
put
they're cool.
in?
They're cool. A little busy in the verse, but we can play around with it. I think it needs something, right?
Yep.
To
I was
build
thinking
that.
some more vocals and stuff too.
Yeah,
that
I
could
really
do.
like the bridge part.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think well done.
Yeah, it's a guitar track.
It would be nice, like I guess the Pepsi challenge now is to take those parts like you did and try to un-Sturgill Simpson the song a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean...
De-Sturgill? You're talking about de-Sturgill.
De-Sturgill.
No one has ever successfully de-Sturgill.
De-Sturgiller.
Like I said, this is not mixed in any way, and that's something in the mix. I can really start separating those things.
I think that's what I'm asking you to do, is maybe when you mix it, de-sturgill it.
Can we finish this song?
Yeah.
Can we finish?
Can I finish?
Welcome back, listeners. It's 2024.
We had talked about filling out that bridge, which is something
Phil
I did.
Collins is president.
What this song needs is Wade's invisible touch.
Right.
The feel.
Cotton.
Ooh, that's Aaron Neville.
Yeah.
Aaron Neville for president.
We can get him to do the second verse.
I love America.
Could you pick out Aaron Neville and Barry Gibb?
Could you imagine them having a who off?
So you think we could move forward and mix this thing
Go.
and call it good?
I love that this is
All right,
ending with
thank
a
you.
counselor.
Let me just tell you that I have zero vested interest in this song.
Wait,
Okay, so I'm
Brad,
hoping that we can get you
To
get
like
it to a
it.
point to where you will like it.
That's what I
yeah.
want.
Brad,
Yeah.
we just want to see you be successful here at this school, and we know you're smart. We know you can write
Good
good
enough.
music.
I'm not applying myself.
But
Is that what you're telling? I've
it's-
heard it all.
It's disappointing when you let that stuff fall by the wayside.
Well, Brad does let songs go really
Oh,
easily.
I could.
And we're doing a podcast about writing songs. And the funny part is you'll be like, you sent me your ingredient song,
Yeah,
which is funny because you're like, I'm stuck with it. So,
I am.
But that's what the podcast is for. You're
You're
like,
right.
I don't want anybody to hear it. I'm like, but in like 10 minutes, they'll hear like the kick-ass done version. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So here's what we could do. We could not play this song and ice it for a year.
No.
And we could, in anticipation of next year for the final season finale,
This song?
I could play you 13 half-done songs.
The entirety of the next season.
Yes. Everything that will be in the next season.
Right.
We could be like, I don't know. I
like it. Yeah.
have like 40
Season 4, done.
done. Pressure on. You have literally a year to do it,
Belonging
dumbass.
songs, unseasoned.
Right.
But since this song is something you're not that into and you want it to kind of get away from the vibe almost that you targeted,
That's the challenge.
I'm going to go nuts on it and finish it up, and
That's-
then we'll listen to it when we come back here.
That's what I asked you to do.
And I'm hoping you'll like it. So,
That's the challenge. I like it.
because we need a song.
Yeah, we're going to put it out anyway
Yeah.
because somebody might like it.
Hey, if you don't like it, it can just live in the episode. We don't have to like put it out to distribution, or we can put it on the website. So that'll be your call.
It'll just sink to the bottom.
There you go.
Just like a witch.
I'm hoping it'll end up on somebody's top 5 list
Yeah,
from
it's like,
the
best
year-end
song ever,
review.
yeah. The best song you ever wrote.
Yep.
Fuck.
You had a song played on iHeartRadio. I saw DistroKid.
Oh yeah,
You're a
you know.
big deal.
Yeah. We did a interview for a radio show here in our native land.
We should
talk about
that.
it since we have it.
So, Michigan State University has not just I think, one of the best college radio stations in the country. I may be biased, but they have won a ton of awards to back it up. And one of their shows is called The Basement, which focuses on local artists, local meaning people from Michigan, not
Right.
just the Lansing area. And we were very graciously invited to be interviewed for that show and share some of our music.
The station call letters, or whatever you call it, is 88.9 The Impact. They also have a website if you search for that.
You can
And
stream on their website.
yeah, and I recommend you do that. That's what we all grew up listening to, basically, because we're in shouting distance of the station. So it was a real benefit to have that, because I moved away. I don't get that in my truck anymore. And what a difference to have an asset like that in the area to where you can find cool new music and stuff.
I think it's always been a source for music off the radar. So, there's your typical college music that every college station plays, which is great exposure for teenagers growing up to broaden their taste, but also just stuff I would have never had exposure to.
Yeah.
Especially pre-Spotify or...
So a Thursday coming soon. It's going to be on air from 8 to 10 on the Basement Show, but then they're also going to put it up as a podcast on their website. And word is that we may get access to those audio files too. And if we do, we'll put it into our feed.
Yeah, and certainly pay attention to our social media. We'll let you know when it'll be played.
Yeah, but for now, we're going to jump to the future. When we come back, We're
Phil
gonna listen to
Collins
this
will be
song
president.
again. Yeah. Set course.
To the future!
Let's hit a home run, boys.
Let's do it, boys. Ready?
Yeah, just like that last time.
Oh,
Bundy!
All right. We are back. Welcome back, BSers. Brad and I are in studio. Patrick is visiting us over the interweb.
Live via airwaves.
Yeah. So we've got all of our modern technology figured out.
Why are you narrating? Why are you narrating like you're an NPR host?
Because that's our target audience.
I wish.
yes.
Speaking of modern technology, that was our last episode.
Yeah.
BSers will recall that Brad was not with us. He was on vacation, so we'd like to welcome him back.
Thanks.
It was like he wasn't gone.
You suckers are telling me you finished the episode without me? Is that what you're saying to me right now?
Kind of weird to welcome back in the middle of an episode he's already been in for the past hour.
But for those of you following along and taking notes.
But yeah, Brad's back with us. Brad, any final thoughts on modern technology that you'd like to get out since you weren't here during that before we get into the end of this episode?
I would say we were talking about it a little bit upstairs, that song got a lot more earwormy as it went on in my life. So it started out as a little bit of a campy, and then, like campy songs might do, got in my head a lot. I like it. I liked the mix. I liked the polish. Very well done.
Brad, if you were wearing 2 pairs of headphones right now and listening to modern technology, what would you say?
I would say this is the modernest technology I've ever been.
Engulfed in.
Yeah.
All right. Now we're going to try and finish out this episode when we left it last. Ooh. We were at Brad's house, and I had played kind of a revised version of this. Brad had just handed it off to me. He was done with this song. I did some stuff.
Get it away.
Yeah.
For like a year, I was
hot
done.
tater.
Yeah, get it all out of my life.
But I've since
What do you
done...
call playing hot potato when that potato's been cold for a year?
I think you just call it the potato.
Yeah.
Tater pass.
So I ended up doing a lot more recording on it. I had mainly done guitars and stuff to the end the last time we listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I brought it back home, worked on it for, a few more sessions, added guitars to the beginning to kind of tie that to the ones that I had done for the end, and added another element, which we will hear. I don't want to give it away because I want to get Patrick's reaction on that. Mixed it, bounced it back and forth with Brad, and did a little editing, and now it's done. So we're ready to listen to it, and then we'll talk about it. Patrick, you got it pulled up there. Brad, you going to say something?
Ready to go? No, I'm just saying I was ready to roll.
Got to get my second headphones in.
Yep.
Right, okay. So here is the mix.
Guess I died at the wrong time. Did the wrong thing, it's just my luck. I didn't know so many people could kill me. I'm not quite sure what they have read or how they could see the future. But I'm so wrong, and they're so right. Never thought it'd be like this. I never thought it'd be like this. died at the wrong time. Of the wrong thing, it's just my luck. I didn't know so many people could cure me. I'm not quite sure what they have read or how they can see the future, but I'm so wrong, and they're so right. I never thought it'd be like this. I never thought it'd be like this.
Okay. Song mixed, song revised.
Well, that got thicker.
Yeah. So I'm curious to hear both of your thoughts, because Brad, you and I haven't really talked about it as far as you just giving the okay and saying like we're ready to do the episode, and Patrick obviously hasn't heard it. So
Who's going?
Still haven't. I was just lying that whole time. This song's transformed quite a bit in, what, a week?
Mm-hmm.
It's moved away from a Sturgill Simpson clone and now has its own identity. That's really exciting. I think the layering of the lead elements, I couldn't catch, Wade, did you dial down the synth a lot in some parts or take them out?
I edited them.
Okay.
I edited them,
yeah.
in and out of certain parts.
It did.
Yeah.
I think that's a lot more effective too, because it just kind of washed out the whole guitar throughout. So now I think the song has more ups and downs. The oohs and ahs are really nice, and I think our nice outro to the jam sort of helped put a conclusion on the tail end of the song.
Mm-hmm.
Overall, I'm going to give this a success plus.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I would agree with that. I said that to Wade when he first played it for me. I said, it's really cool that you took a song that was sort of a blatant endeavor, and then you made it an influenced endeavor, right? So it sounds more influenced by rather than just completely, hey, thanks for your sound, I'm going to play a song that way now. I really like that. Also, I mean, it sounds like you in it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like your guitar, we've talked about that with each other plenty, where our guitars sound like our guitars, whether it's the way we're playing them or what we do. But
yeah, this song needed some more high frequency, and I think, Wade, with your guitar, it brought that in. It's far less muffled and moody, and you've sort of brought it into a poppier kind of jam.
Yeah, a little more almost jammy too.
Ew, yeah, more of a jelly or preserve.
Yeah, but a little more spontaneous than the other one was sort of redundant. It has a little bit more of like live feel.
Early on in this episode, which was a long time ago for us, you had mentioned just kind of getting bored with this song as it goes. And that was a main goal, was to figure out ways to create interest throughout the song.
Right.
And those lead elements are how I went about doing it. And you're right, they're like my total default Wade riffs.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is a Brad song. It's a guitar-y riff song. And I was influenced by those because of something that happened when you and I were over at our friend Chad's house playing. He had like a Queens of the Stone Age playing. And remember I mentioned, it's so simple. It's just like this chugging guitar. Dun, dun, dun. And then Hami sings, but then when he's not singing, he does a little guitar riff. And then he goes back to singing. It's just dun, 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 dun. So that really was an inspiration for this, because this song is in that vein anyway. And I was like, well, I'm going to try to sneak these little lead riffs in between Brad's vocals, because the song does just do the same thing in the bass version of it.
To the point where the second verse is the same as the first. And it's never been my favorite song. I've explained that. I appreciate it a lot more than I did when I gave it to you, which is what the whole point is.
The second verse, that was a big deal. Like, it just repeats, which doesn't bother me at all.
No.
Like, it just is what it is.
It's a reiteration. But
I even made my rhythm guitar busier during that to almost distract from that a little bit.
Yeah, I noticed.
And
I noticed that.
Yeah.
As we were texting back and forth, I had a busier hi-hat in the beginning, which I ended up cutting out.
Yeah.
And then you had mentioned, like, some of the guitars are busy, but that was my attempt at kind of distracting from the fact that this is just doing the same thing in the second half.
I think you cooled them off a little bit, though.
Yeah.
From when you gave it to me.
And I did that with panning mostly.
Really?
So anytime you're not singing, those lead guitars will go to the middle. But during that second verse, I'll pan them back out. Yeah, so it doesn't seem like it's all coming at you at once.
That was a minor thing, but it was just like, it seems like it's stepping on. So that's a kind of a cool tool to understand that you can do that.
Yeah, I got some more stuff like that if we want to get technical. Patrick had mentioned those synths. That's one of the first things I did after our last session. I brought this home and was like, okay, what do I really need to do to finish this? And those synths were going throughout the entire song. So I started chopping those up to bring them in spots where you would notice them, and another attempt to be like, well, let's differentiate the parts a little bit, because they were just going through the whole thing. The guitar was just going through the whole thing.
I do that.
Yeah. So that's one thing I did. I chopped them up to come in at key points and then dropped them back out during your verses and stuff, so the focus would be on your vocals. Another huge thing for this song was I changed the drums.
Yeah. I noticed.
You just had one beat going through the entire thing, changing between open and closed hi-hat.
Yeah, I never spent the time on the drums because
so
I fell
really
out of love with the song, right?
It really needed different drums for different parts, crash cymbals and stuff like that. So that was.
And you kept the cool elements, like those little climbing.
If you see my notes here, modify drum MIDI, change it up, but keep the snare rolls, because I thought they were awesome. One thing I did during those, though, was you had built those, I'm assuming. Like, you went in and programmed those, but you left the hi-hat going during that.
Yeah, you can't do
which
that.
a drummer wouldn't do.
Yeah, they have 3 fucking arms.
So I took those out.
Unbelievable. That's a rookie mistake, too.
Obviously added a bunch of guitars. And then there's that choir at the end.
Which is cool.
Yeah, I really like that.
A funny note about that is right before we jumped on here, I was like, well, okay, what is this song called again? Never thought it'd be like this, because I always want to say never thought it'd be this way. And
maybe that's what it should be called, and then we won't sing it ever in the song.
Well, listen to this.
Okay, we do sing it in the song.
I ended up getting the East-West Hollywood choirs for this. They're having a big summer sale, and I was listening to this, and I don't just go out and buy them for no reason.
Right.
But I was listening, and I kept hearing a choir at the end. I was like, not just background vocals. I want, like, a choir. So I did a little research on that, and it has word builder software. So you can type in kind of what you want them to say, and it's really hard to get it to sound like it, so I had to play around with it. But, I mean, I worked on this song for hours and hours and hours and hours. And then I type in, never thought it'd be this way, and recorded it, and didn't realize that I had done that until it was done and I had sent it to you. And I'm like, wait, I put in the wrong phrase. Yeah, they're so far in the background that you can't tell. But the choir, if you listen, it is going, never thought it'd be this way, which is wrong, but you wouldn't know unless I said that, because I have it tucked in the background, and I'm like playing oohs and ahs over top of it, just because it doesn't really sound that
like clear.
Yeah. But funny note, technical note there. So
I was wrong.
And I considered changing it. I was like, well, I could just go back and do it, but it doesn't really matter.
Hours. Yeah, you pulled a me.
Yeah.
Like, well, I already did it, so I'll just leave it.
I didn't think it would turn out like that, so it fits the song, right? I didn't think it would be this way.
Yeah, that's cool.
And I kind of like how the song gets chaotic at the end because of what it's about. You had mentioned there's all this information coming in at you at once at the end of this song, which I like thematically.
I like where it landed a lot.
I do too.
Because, again, it was a complete
throwaway, basically.
Yeah,
You were
throwaway,
done with
disregard.
it, yeah.
I was never going to do anything with it. And getting caught in these little predicaments we get
This is
ourselves in
something
where we need something.
that we're trying to help Brad work through.
It is. It really is a detriment of mine. And I was telling Wade earlier, I was going through and I've sent you a couple songs since then. I was like, I have a bunch of done songs, and the only line that gets through to me is him going, they don't all have to be good. You don't have to like them. If they're done, just send them to me and we'll do something with them. I'm like, that's a good point, because I will completely just be like,
You can always still decide.
yeah, that you don't like it.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm always just like, wow,
But
this is a,
It's good to give him a chance.
on hindsight, this is a completely ridiculous song. I'm never going to do anything with this. So I just leave it parked.
It's another thing we were talking about earlier before we jumped on here. This whole project, sometimes it's easy to lose sight of why we started it and why we're doing it. Like right now, we're getting together on a weeknight.
Yeah.
And we don't really want to get together on weeknights to do this, but we're behind schedule because we're still learning what the best schedule is going to be for us, even 2 years in. But it's always good when we do it. And like this song,
Absolutely.
like, it turned out good. It's now a thing, and we get to hang out, and it just is worth it.
And even
So-
as much as when you're like, I don't have material, I need a song, as much as I'm like, I can't write a song right now, it gets me to write a song or do something with music, which is the whole point.
Well, we're going to record on Brad's ingredient song, which will be the next episode. And that is another one where you had gotten it to a point and we're like, I don't want anybody to hear it. But I'm like, but that's what the show's for.
Yeah.
When a song gets to that point and you're stuck, that's when you need to talk about it. So I'm excited to dive into that one. And that's what happened with this one. Like, had we not talked about it, let's just give it one more shot and see what happens.
I think with me, to do a deep dive psychoanalysis with me, it's all about, you have to be vulnerable enough just to let somebody hear it when it's fucking done.
Right.
But to let somebody hear it when it's like
sucks.
not there yet, you're like, no, I have ideas for this. It's going to be okay. Or no, I don't really like it. That's why I'm not doing anything with it. That's a whole nother level. It's taken me a while to get there.
I hope this one will help maybe push you over the edge on a couple other ones
It
where
should,
you're like,
yeah.
gonna
Yeah,
leave these.
yeah.
Like, well, let's just let's pull them up and see if something happens,
Yeah.
because you never know.
I have a lot of songs, like if I can't write the template for the song, like if I can't write the verse, chorus, whatever, kind of as I'm going, as I'm building it, if I don't get to the second part, it just sits.
Right.
So I have a lot of first parts.
You gotta take some of these songs and mash them
Mash
together.
them together. Yeah, I need a
Like,
DJ.
got two
Anybody
fu-
know a DJ?
Stevie Mixed.
Yes.
So yeah, anything else we want to say about this
No,
song?
just, thanks for all the work you did on it. I think it was worth the time to get it to be a complete thought.
It
wasn't
has
a
been stuck in
complete-
my head now. I mean, it could be because I've been working on it
Yeah,
nonstop.
that's
but
gonna happen. That's
but-
not genuine.
it has been popping in there. Yeah, cool. You know what that means? Outro time.
Yeah, don't pull up the notes.
Oh,
Just
I
do it
already,
off the cuff.
Patrick, I already got him
We're
up.
gonna have a little pop quiz.
Here we go.
This
Starting
outro
off.
is a year in the making, or more.
Check out our.
Oh, it says Patreon. I need to update our list.
Shit.
We do have a Patreon still. It is there. You could go there. You could
if you
become-
want to send us money, we can just give you our Venmo name.
You could support us there. That's cool. We have a website also, belongingsongs.com, with merch up. Actually, I just ordered a new sticker yesterday. So
We have stickers?
We have stickers, and very soon, Sticker Mule's running sales this week. So probably by the end of this week, I will have ordered enough stickers to create Sticker Pack 2. So that will be the next item coming to the store. We'll keep you updated on that. Up there now are 2 t-shirts. Sticker Pack 1, which includes 5 stickers, I believe. Art prints, Whyte Spydrz art prints. Whyte Spydrz also rumored to be working on a song for
I
the
heard they're
season
in
finale.
the studio.
They've been spotted around town.
Yep, I've heard.
Riding
Speaking
around
of-
in a limousine with a hot tub in the back.
Yeah.
Speaking of being spotted, we have a Spotify playlist that Patrick
Ooh.
curates, puts
Tell
all
me
of our
about
songs
that.
in there.
Tell me about how we farm those songs.
Patrick picks each song at the peak of its freshness, as he does with our stickers, and he adds them to the playlist that he curates. So if you search Belonging Songs on Spotify, You can listen to all the songs from Season 1 and Season 2. The link is also in this episode description.
If you listen to them all backwards with Ernest Goes to Camp playing, they line up. It's pretty creepy.
I'm scared, Sarge. We're all scared, son. The elusive Exeronius. I love that movie. Okay. Tell your friends about all the great stuff you hear on this podcast.
There probably aren't enough people being Ernest for Halloween still, right? I mean, it's a pretty easy one.
Flannel vest
yeah,
or jean vest.
So I think I got it for this year.
Yeah.
And then you just got to say, you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know what I mean, Vern?
Okay. Like and subscribe. Tell your friends. Please consider leaving us a review. We were looking at the feed earlier, and our last review is from October 9th of 2020.
So it's very obvious something's broken.
Right.
Because people are leaving
probably
reviews. So if we have to write to somebody, just let us know. If you've left a review and we got to write to somebody, John Instagram or whoever the fuck we have to write to. I don't know who does, where we're leaving these reviews, but we'll get it done.
Next week, The Stride. High five. Week after that, Brad's Ingredient Song. It doesn't have a name yet.
No.
It's not finished. That's our next song we're trying to get finished as we approach the end of Season 2. One more what we're listening to. Do we know what we're listening to yet?
We don't know what we're listening to.
I thought Patrick was picking something.
Yeah, what was that thing we were talking about here when we were all eating pizza outside and Brad was just eating cheese?
Oh, that was
off
Orville
of
Peck.
Oh.
Yeah, that was Orville Peck.
Yeah.
Is that something?
I feel like that's not a good candidate because I've listened to that a lot.
Okay, well, maybe I'll cut this out too.
Break that down.
And then we've got our very first song by a BSer coming up.
Shit.
Very excited about that. Our friend Todd is working on a song. We have started an episode with him, and it's ready to be revisited and hopefully mixed. So that's our last open spot. It's kind of a competition on whatever song gets finished first, but he really wants it to get in this season, and we would love to make that happen. So that's what we're looking at going forward. And, of course, the Season 2 finale featuring the Whyte Spydrz.
Mm-hmm.
So for this episode, I want to thank Brad and Patrick for meeting on a weeknight and getting it done.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank all you BSers for tuning in. As always, stay tuned in, as Jack Fathom would say, and we'll see you here again in our next episode.
That's good. Boom, done. Next.